Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Looney, and today I want to talk about something a little different, and that is why I don't chase dividend stocks anymore and how I still build steady income even when the market is red, like we saw today. Look, we saw a solid dump across the board with the stock market, crypto, pretty much everything sort of pulling back hard. But here's the thing. My income from selling options didn't stop because I don't rely on quarterly dividend checks anymore. I build my own cash flow by selling options. And that actually works even better in a volatile market like this. So let's talk about why I pivoted away from dividend chasing and what I do instead. But before we get into this video, quick shout out to the Discord. It is free to join. And I also offer a premium membership for $8 a month, and you get access to one-on-one coaching, trade callouts. I have an option selling course. I do giveaways and more. You can check it out. All the links are in the description. Now, when I first started investing, I thought to myself, buy shares, collect payouts every quarter, and that is a passive income, and it sort of sounded perfect, and I still do. I have some SPY and VOO ETFs and a few other stocks. I think Google does dividends. Let's see if that one does. It does, but it's not considered a dividend stock. But the reality is most high-yield dividend stocks don't actually perform that well. They move slow, they trade sideways, or even lose value over time. You might see a nice 5 or 6% yield, but if the stock drops 10%, that income just got wiped out. And when the market dumps like it did today, those dividend names get hit too. But you still have to wait months to get your next payout. Or there are some stocks or there are some positions that allow you to get weekly or monthly dividend payouts, but the flexibility is not really there. I'm going to pull up one that was a hot name, and I think it's one of the MicroStrategy ones. I have it on my watch list, so I get notified when I hit certain payouts. So let's actually look at the income one or the income version. And yeah, this one is getting hit hard. I mean, if we look year to date, down 63%. Sure, it's great. You're getting high payouts from dividends, but is it worth it? I mean, you're down 63% and there's not really flexibility. You can't really control this thing. You can't really work with it. And that's when I realized, maybe not here is when I realized it, but it's more with these other dividend stocks that just didn't really rise as much. But this is more recent. If I was to start now, a dividend like this would definitely make me realize that it's not really worth it. And instead of chasing that high yield or chasing that yield from the stocks or whatever you're doing, I could actually create my own. And you can do that by selling options. So how do I build my own income with selling options? And you could do it both ways. So you could do it with covered calls and you collect premiums on stocks you own. And then you could also sell cash secured puts where you get paid to wait for a discounted entry. So there's a lot more control. And each of these trades pay up upfront, weekly, monthly, or however long you want to set the duration. So you don't have to wait quarterly for that dividend. You could choose your own dividend payout. Now, I opened a bunch of positions today and I got paid right away. And I opened it today because volatility did spike and we saw a massive sell-off. And when this happens, option premiums actually increase, which means you get to earn more for taking the same risk or taking risk. So while a dividend investor watches their portfolio drop, I actually get the opportunity to collect bigger premiums from the volatility. And that's a huge difference. We're going to get into some examples. I opened up a bunch of positions today or sell puts that I give to my premium Discord members. They get to see it right away, but I still want to go over why selling options works for me and how I feel more control. Because option selling checks every box that dividend stocks do, but with a little bit more. One is you have that consistent cash flow. You get to choose how often with expirations with weekly, bi-weekly, or even monthly. And that offers flexibility. You could decide which stocks and also what strike prices fit your comfort. because you could do this strategy on any stock. You don't have to pick a stock that has high dividends. You're not really built down to that, or you're not really forced to pick a position that's high yield. Sure, there are some stocks that offer higher premiums or better premiums, but you can truly do this on any stock. Lastly, is you get compounding. There's a compounding effect. You can reinvest profits faster than just waiting for that quarterly check. And even on a red day, I could sell puts on names that I want to own. And then also sell calls on positions that spiked on green days. So either direction, I'm still generating income. So that's why I say selling options is like building your own dividend machine, one that adapts to any market environment. So when I first started investing, I chased dividend stocks because they felt safe. But then I realized that real safety is actually control, and being to control what you want to do with position sizing. Whereas dividends pay you on their schedule. And when you do selling options, you could pay your own schedule. And the more the market moves, the more opportunities appear. So again, days like today when the market dumps, I don't stress about my income because I'm already positioned to earn from volatility. Now, I'm going to try and find some positions that I opened because I did open up a bunch of positions. Let's actually look at Mara because I think that one offered the best premium. And this one I actually want to own long term. And also I am doing some covered calls. So Mara today, along with pretty much every stock, dumped. Mara is a crypto mining company, so this one's very volatile. And I was patient. So not only am I looking at the stock itself, I'm actually have a notification set, so it tells me if it's kind of being oversold. Yes, when things are oversold, the momentum can continue, but at the same time, oversold to me is a good opportunity. Sure, you're not going to be able to time it perfect, but it does bring up some opportunity. Now, the other thing I like to look at is the VIX. The VIX today did spike. Again, the VIX can go up a lot higher. We saw it in April going past 30. And that creates some massive opportunity. But that doesn't mean you can't do it when it doesn't hit that. And I took advantage of today. So today it was up 10%. And with Mara, so if we go to Mara, let me open that. I've been patient. So I own 212 shares and I'm able to make money in any sort of direction. So when this stock pumped or jumped pretty significant, because it is a volatile stock, I sold a covered call. So this was sold on October 1st. And October 1st, if we just look at it, it was a lot higher. I don't know if it actually pumped that day, but it was a good day, or looking now, it is actually generating that income. So I generated $28 from this covered call. I think it was a roll, so I'm not entirely sure how much I got. We could probably look here, the exact profit. Or I made $21 and then I rolled it. So rolling is a little bit more complicated. I'm not going to go over it here, but we can show that if this expires worthless, meaning Mara doesn't go above 30, I realize a gain of $34 for this contract, and that's really good. So if Mara goes sideways or slightly up, or goes down, I get to realize that gain. So I'm making money on that direction, but also I'm making money when it dips low and just kind of taking advantage of the price action. So this Mara put, this $13 put, I'm basically saying I'm agreeing to buy this at $13, which I definitely am. I'm definitely okay with doing that because I own it for $16. And if I own it for 13 or pick up some shares at 13, that'll lower my cost average and just build that long-term position. And for doing this contract, for setting up that I'm willing to buy this in, I think, a month out, I got paid $36. And what I choose to do at $36, I could do whatever. I could open up more trades. I could sell more puts or more options. Really, that $36 goes to anything. You could do whatever you want with that. And that's really what I like about it. You're in control of your own payouts and just kind of your own setups. And yeah, that's just one of many that I do. I think it's one of the most consistent strategies out there. And it's not flawless like any sort of strategy, but it works for me. It works in my portfolio. And I've been doing it on a bunch of stocks, not only Mara, I have a few on Zeta Zeta had earnings today. I believe it actually beat earnings. We could look here, and it didn't disclose, but I'm pretty sure it beat earnings, and it shot up. And my puts, these are during the market hours, so these ones actually were down. But tomorrow they should be up, and I'm okay. I'm pretty much saying that I'm okay with buying Zeta at 16, 15, 14, and I'm getting paid to make that agreement, which is pretty crazy because if Zeta does dip, that really is sort of a buying opportunity. Sure, it can go lower. It could go to $10 if we truly are being dramatic or just the possibility of that. But that's okay. I'm okay with doing that because you can't time things perfect. You're not going to know exactly where the stock's going to go next. With this strategy, you're basically setting up your own agenda or your own criteria. And for me personally, I'm okay with owning the stock at these prices and also getting paid to actually wait for the stock to do that. So yeah, I don't chase those dividend stocks anymore. Instead, I sell options, building steady, flexible income that actually thrives in volatile markets. So again, the market is down significant. My portfolio is not immune to it, but I could actually take advantage of this. So it's the same idea as dividends, but it's a little bit faster. I feel it's a little bit more smarter, and you're just more in control. If you found this helpful, drop a like, comment what your favorite strategy is for generating income, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.